stretch the forearm extensors is a little bit more complex. I think that you'll get more benefit out of having someone work on you than doing just these exercises alone. But it's better than nothing. And it's also a good way to maintain some awareness of this area of your body as you're working. Whether you're on a computer, you're a musician, you're a knitter, spinner, some fiber artist. What I have people do is establish what I call table position, which means that your knees are below your hips, your hands are below your shoulders. And I'll have the person spread their fingers out wide like a frog grabbing onto a window at night. And slowly I have that person make a small circle just to stretch through the wrists. You can move clockwise, counterclockwise. You're really getting a sense of the hands and the wrists and what's going on deep down. Much like massage, it should feel good. If you find that you go to one side, oh, this feels good over here, well then you hang out for a moment and you breathe through your nose. Then I'll slowly have people begin to change the position of their hands in any direction that they would like. You can hang out wherever you want, and you don't want to feel undue strain, but you're allowing your hands, your palms, your wrists to stretch in a way that you're unaccustomed to. This is opening up the area around the radius and ulna, through the carpals. Lots of people develop a hand posture that feels like it's clenched down like this. So even the palm spread is helping stretch through the carpals and through the small muscles of the hands. Then I will slowly have the person turn their palms over. A little more gentle here. This is not something we're used to putting pressure on. I'm not even putting all of my body weight here. I will add that I've been a body worker for 10 years. I've put lots of strain on my hands and wrists. There were times that I thought I was going to have to retire. My hands are fine. By changing up how I worked, by using Thai body work, learning to use my legs, feet, ankles more, and working more effectively, I was able to rehabilitate my hands. So, you're playing with stretching through the forearm extensors, through here. You'll see that I can also apply a little pressure if I want on my own. Once I've got a good stretch through the muscle, I can then use my thumb, the pad, the flat part, to apply some pressure. So a simple warming up, opening exercise, a little bit of pressure, something to work on. Very, very tender in here for me. But I use my hands, my forearms all the time. And I'll return to this. When I stop, I'll usually just lift my hands and just see what that feels like. What's the range of motion through the wrist? And even just a little bit, my arms feel better. A little more open. The next exercise that I have people do, if you grab the baseball and the golf ball, you can use a baseball, a golf ball, a tennis ball. The more firm the ball is, the more intense it's going to be. Also, the smaller it is, the more intense it's going to be. A tennis ball would be softer than either of these. I'm going to use the golf ball because I'm a masochist. She's going to use the baseball. What I have someone do is if they can figure out how to apply pressure onto the forearm, you have two options. You can lay down with your arm underneath you to be able to apply some pressure here. Now you have to be gentle. This is rather intense. But if you're having a chronic, ongoing problem with this area, holy, very intense. Once I have pressure, just like I did previously when I was showing using the heel of my palm, to put pressure through the forearm extensors and have the person wiggle their fingers. I'm going to lean in. I'm using my other arm, the forearm, as a base to take some of the weight off. Then what I can do is I lean into my forearm. I can feel this now in my fingers, even though I'm pressing with the golf ball on my forearm. And then I'm going to wiggle the fingers. I'm trying to move the muscle underneath where the ball is pressing in. And I can slide a little closer to the elbow. I can slide a little further away. Even if you've already had carpal tunnel surgery, this is still a good idea to get these muscles to let go. You're slightly changing the posture, the alignment of your forearms and hands. So this is essentially just deep tissue on yourself. You're able to move the ball around wherever you need to. As long as you're pressing into flesh, you're fine. As long as it feels intense, we're good. It's not supposed to feel painful. You may have to start with a tennis ball, then move to a golf ball, then tennis ball, then a baseball, then a golf ball, sort of in that order, because it's going to be more intense. But that gives you another option to be able to work on that yourself. And it doesn't mean that you're using your own hand to strip this out and put more strain on the opposite hand. The other option that you have is what I call half downward dog, which you can look at in another video on my site. The palm pressure and spreading through the hands helps open up the carpals, helps open up the palm. And you can see as I go into downward dog that I'm able to stretch even down through my shoulder blades. And half downward dog takes the lower body out of the equation and allows you to get what? A decent stretch through the carpals, some strengthening through the forearms without undue pressure, and also allows the shoulder blades to come back. Since a lot of fiber artists, Andrea tells me, have issue with upper back and neck issues. You can watch the other videos on the site, half downward dog. If you're having issues with the upper back and neck, you can also watch what are the foam roll and the Ma roller exercises that will help as well. But I hope that the two videos we've shown here, working on the forearm extensors primarily and opening up the carpals, will give you something to work on so that you can prolong your time for the Tour de Fleece, whatever fiber event you're dealing with. And we'll see you again soon on RobertGardnerWellness.com.